We're talking all, by the way, if you're watching in Abu Dhabi, jump into Facebook. The UAE salary guide for 2022 is here, and we go through this every year, and it might be our favorite and our least favorite guide. So the Michael Page annual salary guide is developed as a reference for hiring managers and for job seekers to make informed employment decisions, so you know what's going on in the market without needing to do the LinkedIn check.
Now, the guide covers everything from banking and financial services, consultancy, strategy and change, data, digital finance and accounting, human resources, and so much more. So if you have a job interview coming up and you're getting to that salary chat, then you should be armed with this.
100%. So the most important thing about this is they do an overview of the state of employment. They speak to a lot of workers in the UAE, and they kind of figure out the sentiment of people who are going to look for jobs. And it's interesting because in terms of looking for jobs, I think recently on forums they called it, is it the Great Resignation? People were so kind of scared during the pandemic, and now that people are looking forward, we are going to see kind of more resignations, more job moving in this particular period. And what's interesting is we have a very, positive job seekers. Apparently 98% of applicants think they have the skills required for today's job market that they're looking for. 98%, that's huge, right?
That is huge. 98%.
Think that they have the right skills needed for the jobs that they're looking for.
That's good. That's confidence. What we've been lacking for years and years and years.
They have that confidence. 22% of applicants have relocated since the pandemic. 66% want to learn new things. 64% want professional opportunities, and 58% want a company with a stronger purpose.
People just want a good work life, a good balance, and that shows in the new studies, and especially after the pandemic. People have really sat down, introspected, and they know what they want.
Now, if you know what you want, and if you know what you're looking for, we're going to help you figure out the salary that you should be earning. We're going to talk money.
Let's
cash
talk
dollar.
Some money.
So if you get to that point in the interview that you're talking cash, I would really, if you're in the UAE, revert to this Michael Page salary guide, because it gives you, like we said, a proper rundown. So shall we go through some? So,
yes.
Okay. Help us, please. We can look at banking, finance. Are you in data? Are you in digital? Like, what's the most obvious one? Legal, oil and gas.
Start with digital.
Do you think are you in oil and gas?
Let's start with digital.
If so, if you're in oil and gas, can we come to your house and have some food, please? Okay, so I think digital. Do you think digital is all encompassing in terms of like marketing and everything?
Marketing, social media,
data and analytics. Okay, so in the digital section, let's just do a quick rundown.
But I Googled it, and apparently the average salary in Dubai is 21,500 dirhams per month, and I don't know how that is.
Really?
Apparently.
Well, of course, because when you get, so there is a lot of people in low salaries, but when you get people with the very, 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 very high salaries, and you take the average, then
and then you get 21,500 per month.
Okay, so if you're working in digital, if you are basically the head of a digital marketing company, you're making between 40 and 60K. But that's after what, 20 years of service? If you are a digital marketing executive, you're making from 12K a month.
I see that.
And if you are a digital project manager, so they don't really have kind of entry-level jobs here. I'm seeing that now, because this is like the digital project manager, so that's starting at 20K. That's manager level.
Okay. Casey, you need to forward this to all of us.
Well, it doesn't have. Guys, what industries are you in? We can go through it. You can figure it out.
Should I check Facebook if anyone's asking for the industry?
Finance and accounting, healthcare and life care. Okay, so HR. If you are in HR, and the good thing about HR is it runs across every industry. If you are a learning development training officer, you should be making 20K. If you're a talent acquisition specialist, you should be making 20K. If you're a HR coordinator specialist, this is across general industries, you're making between 15 and 20K.
That's so interesting. That's super interesting. I think a lot of us are underpaid. I know my friends working in that industry, they are severely underpaid.
these are really big salaries, though.
Yeah.
Like I started on 7,200
For what?
a
Like
month.
when you were teaching?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much is the
But
expected
my
salary?
accommodation was included. But when I look at these, I'm like, starting at 15, starting at 20, like that's massive, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
these are, yeah, exactly. So I don't think these are entry level. I think these are kind of middle of the road. Because if you convert that to wherever you're from, like that's a lot of money.
And I would think the pandemic would have an effect on the salary packages, but I guess that's not the case. And the city is expensive.
Yeah,
You know, so
but I think Dubai is such an interesting city. It can be expensive, and I definitely feel like recently things are getting more and more expensive. But also, like you can do well with rent. Like you can really save money on rent, and you can live you really can. Like just because like we choose to live in specific areas that might cost more money, but like there's amazingly good apartment deals out there, just
yeah.
like slightly off the grid. And if you get a bus and a taxi, like or a bus and a metro, like you would in most other cities, and it takes an hour to get to work because that's normal in most places, like you could do like you don't need to spend that much money. And we live the
I mean, yeah, if you work around certain things and if you find the life hacks and Dubai hacks,
no,
and
not even life Dubai hacks, just like normal regular life things where you just like
if you step out of your comfort zone, yeah, and you don't always look at the convenient aspect of things, yes.
Yeah, like you pay for convenience, like in every city. If you want to live in a nice location and if you want to do X, Y, and Z in your life, you'll pay more. But if you want to live a relatively frugal life and save money, I think it is possible here if you just do it in a smart way. Like there are supermarkets that are way cheaper. You don't need to get, like the public transport systems are good here. There are ways to save money. And I know we say this as like, you notice like there is like taxis are rising, and I heard somewhere that the price of Carrick chai is rising across the city from 1 dirham to 1.5. So like there are those little things, and you notice that the city is getting more expensive. But as a whole, I do think that you can live cheaply for chai.
My friend paid 24 dirhams for 3 karat chais, and usually it's like 1 dirham per chai.
Oh, they're in the wrong place if they're paying 24 dirham for 3 karat chais.
Mums are. Can you imagine there? That's like the hub of chais.
Well, what type of, it's like a fancy place?
No, it's like, you know, those huts on the beach. It's like not one of those chai stores. It's one of those little fancy huts that they have in the middle. So while people are jogging and stuff, they cross by. So in one of those huts.
That's so interesting.
24? It's like.
But it's classic because when you go to like a nice place and you get a tea, what will be like 14 dirham or something, and coffees would be like 18 to 24.
Yeah.
But then when you go to like a regular place on the side of the street, a Carrick is 1 dirham, and it's like, how are you charging? It tastes the same. It actually tastes nicer here. But yeah, you just pay. You're like, oh no, next time.
That happens with water all the time.
Well, with the Dubai Cat Initiative, which has been rolling out across the city, this week I brought a bottle of water to a restaurant, and I was like, "What's on me?" And no one said anything. Everyone was like, no one said anything.
Oh, no, I mean, okay, so you didn't get it for refills, you got it for yourself.
No, but I thought about. I was like, I carried my water bottle, which I want to habit build that anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, good. They didn't say anything. That's interesting.